Hello, lovely people. Welcome to Thinking Aloud Thursday with me as your host, Abba. And today's episode, we are going to talk about something that has been on my heart a lot, and I need to really address it. It's something that I feel that it should be common knowledge, okay? And like as the name implies, I've been thinking about it and I need to express my thoughts. A few days ago I came across something online, and it just reminded me of a situation that happened in my neighborhood growing up. If you're someone who grew up in Sakumono village, and you lived close to the railway line, then you definitely know this person that I'm about to talk about. There's this lady whom I knew growing up as a child, and I thought of her as, I saw her as a grown up. Of course, I was a child. I was very, very young. And I used to see her sisters, they used to, um, I think I even used to go to their house. When I was a child. I was very adventurous. So I think I went to almost all the houses that I was close to. And this lady, from what I knew growing up, was known to be very brilliant in school. And her brilliance was such that it got to a point where she had to travel outside the country. And here's what still bothers my mind. From what I hear, because of how intelligent and brilliant she was, her friends her friend a friend of hers conspired against her. And guess what? Huh. She was supposed to go and um huh, I don't even know how to say this. She was supposed to go outside and further her education, but guess what? She ran mad. And I am being serious with you if I tell you this woman went from normal to mad in like seconds. And it didn't happen just like, it was gradual, because you would see her going about talking to herself, sometimes you see her talk, just rambling. You know how mad people in Ghana, yeah, basically how mad people are. And this lady, you won't believe, this lady, she ran totally mad to the extent that she could go about naked in the neighborhood and across. In fact, I think she went as far back as Sakmono Estate, village and estate junction. She became the neighborhood mad woman. And it was so disheartening, especially knowing how her madness came about. She was mad to the extent that she can see you coming and chase you. So I was always scared when I saw her coming. But one thing I noticed about her, she never chased me though, but she always recognized me and said hi, even when she was mad. And it scared the shit out of me. But like, the whole point is, how wicked can a friend be to steal the joy of someone just because she's brilliant than that person? It doesn't make sense. Like, this is why I said, like, this should be common knowledge. Why are you envious of someone else's brilliance? Why are you envious of someone else's success? I just don't understand. Why can't we just be patient enough for our turn? And the sad thing is, she was mad for some years. For some years, her mom was always looking for solutions. You always see her looking sad. And I really felt bad for the mom. I don't know how they did it, but eventually they got a solution. Jumping from one church to another, jumping from one church to another. And now that lady is cured. The last time I saw her, I finished BC, so that was like some years back. And that time she was fine. She was now. What pains me is that now she has settled for, because she didn't advance. She has settled for doing her own. That time she was selling a credit card. Yeah, scratching. Now it's not in existence anymore, so I don't know what she's doing. But that's what she was selling, airtime. So I used. This is just something that I have thought about, and it's just been on my heart. And you think about how wicked human beings can be. You are working with someone and you think they are happy for you, but the thoughts in their head blows your mind. That's why it's so hard for people to trust anyone these days. I just want to say to you, like, you just have to be careful of whomever you trust. You never know what is going on in someone's head. Your success can be someone's threat. It can be a threat to someone. So you can never know whom you are offending. It's just painful that like people's thoughts are not written on their faces, because people can mask how they really feel in their laughter, in their jokes, in however they relate with you. Sometimes these people get so close to you and try to comfort you, knowing that they are the cause of whatever problem you have. We see that in movies all the time, and it does happen in real life. We just have to be careful out there. Wickedness, humans are even in the word. It says that humans are wicked. There's just so much wickedness in the human, and it's painful, but it doesn't stop us from doing good. Today, the woman is healed. I don't know how she got out of that situation, but I thank God she's out of that madness. But the wickedness of man is something that you should always be careful about, because you never know who is looking at you and envying your success. These days that social media is so accessible to everybody, be careful what you post out there, because the success of yourself, your family, can be something that is a threat to someone else whom you know. So this is just a caution to everyone out there. Today's thoughts of the day come to an end. Don't forget to follow this account for the next episode of Thinking Aloud Thursday. Share this video as well if you resonate with this, and if you lived in Sakumone and you know this lady, drop a comment and let's say hi.